I looked down during my commercial break at my fantasy team, as one would, and I saw the word out next to Bucky Irving.
No.
Is that a fact?
He has officially been ruled out now. Todd Bowles said that after practice. Not a surprise. He was in a walking boot for that foot injury through the early portion of the week. Bowles didn't completely shut it down, but he said he'd have to be out of the boot today to have a shot. Usually when that's the case, plus you're flying all the way across the country to Seattle, I don't know if that's a 5-6 hour flight, that can cause issues if you're still in a boot just because of the swelling and things. So not a surprise. We'll see if Bucky Irving can go next week. But for this game against a really salty Seahawks defense, Rachaad White is going to get, it seems like, a big part of the load here.
Okay, and then Sean Tucker would be the backup in that regard. So you might get more run, literally, figuratively, from him. What's the scoop with Lamar Jackson, Tom?
He's not on the practice field. They're out there right now for the Ravens. Certainly seems like they'll announce it in a few hours, but I anticipate that he's ruled out. You never know with Lamar, just because he's a little different character. There are a lot of examples over the course of time where he's not out there Wednesday, Thursday, and you're going, well, this guy's not starting. And all of a sudden Friday he shows up and ends up playing in the game and playing well. But all the signs were pointing, Rich, toward this being the outcome for this week. You're talking about a hamstring injury that happened in the third quarter last week. For everybody out there saying, oh, he just didn't want to play anymore, they pulled him out. John Harbaugh said there was no way he could go back into the game. When you hear that about a hamstring, that's not like a little twinge. That's something significant enough that if you were to roll him out 7 days later, you'd run the risk of potentially suffering a setback that could have Lamar Jackson hobbled or out for the long haul here. So take a look at the schedule. They got the Texans this week. I believe they have the Rams next week.
Yes.
Then they've got a week 7 bye. The prudent way to go about this would be hold Lamar Jackson out of both these games prior to the bye, give him almost a full month to recover from the hamstring injury, and then have him ready. Like, I know that the Ravens, they need a win here, but they need a healthy Lamar Jackson for the long haul even more. This is why they went out and they spent some money on the backup quarterback position, which they really hadn't done in the past. They had drafted guys here and there. They'd kind of cycled through the Snoop Huntleys of the world, but they gave Cooper Rush 2 years, and I think it was $6.2 million with upside, because they felt like they needed, hey, if something happens to Lamar, we want a guy who's proven within the league that can go out and win a game. Cooper Rush's play style could not be more different than Lamar Jackson's play style, but Lamar also has developed as a pocket passer over the course of time. So it's going to be on Cooper Rush to get the ball into the hands of his playmakers, at least offensively. Those guys are available right now, and they might have to put up some points in this game, because if you look at what's going on, Rich, defensively for the Ravens, Nnamdi Madubuike is out for the season. You're going to have no Marlon Humphrey, no Roquan Smith this week. Neither of those guys has practiced. Kyle Hamilton hurt his groin in practice Wednesday, hasn't practiced the past couple of days. I know Nate Wiggins was banged up. Chidobe Awuzie was not out there today. I mean, they are playing with, I hate to call it a JV type of defense, but you're talking about 5 Pro Bowl type players who are not going to be out there this week, and we'll see whether or not a Texans offense that, at least in the fourth quarter last week against Tennessee, showed some signs of life, if they can get after these guys and try to, force Cooper Rush and that offense without Lamar to put up some points on Sunday.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.